On this week's show, we share the story of Liberty running back Quinton Cooley and how he overcame adversity to be who he is today.
Plus, our journey continues as we look back at the history of Flames football and see how senior Kyle Rode is making an impact off the court. You're watching Flames Central.
We are getting closer and closer to the biggest game in Liberty football history. Welcome on into our Flames Central studios. Hope you had a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, 2024, it's crazy. Just around the corner. And Matt, I can't think of a better way to ring in the new year than being surrounded by Flames Nation, rooting on the Flames in Arizona for the Fiesta Bowl on New Year's Day.
That's right.
And guess what, guys? You can be there too. You cannot miss this experience. Get your tickets right now. Book that red-eye flight out to Arizona and celebrate this historic accomplishment with the Flames. There's still time to get to the Fiesta Bowl. LibertyFlames.com/Bowl Central for tickets and all of your bowl game related information. Kick off your 2024 with the Flames.
Yeah, and one guy we'll all be rooting for in the Fiesta Bowl is running back Quinton Cooley. He's racked up 16 touchdowns on the season, but his story goes much deeper than just football. Raised in an abusive environment, Quinton struggled to find purpose and joy. But as he says, just because it's hard doesn't mean it's forever. Here is Quinton's story.
Just because you go through something hard, it doesn't mean it's gonna be forever. You're gonna have a hard life. You're gonna have to fight every day through life. Just don't give up on yourself. Never think about giving up. I didn't grow up with a perfect life. I grew up in the projects.
Liberty running back Quinton Cooley and his two younger siblings began their childhood in a home just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina.
It was difficult, really, because we all got different dads. The only real blood related to me is my little sister. I was living in Wake Forest, North Carolina, with my mom at the time, me and my siblings. She met this man, and everything went downhill after that. It happened out of the blue one day, and they had get anger at us, and we would get beat. Older we got, the more extreme it got. It was just mentally abused, physically abused, and where you had to the point where I was standing up behind a chair and zip ties behind my back just so I couldn't get out. My sister sleeping on plastic, and they wouldn't let her go use the bathroom, so they let her sleep on plastic. It brought a lot of different things to me, a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of anger. It was to the point where I was a kid where I just stopped talking. We couldn't even go nowhere, couldn't go outside. I barely got to see my other side of my family, wasn't in sports. It was just to the point you go to school and come back. And every time I came back from school, it was something new that always happened. And it was my sister got hurt or my little brother got hurt. It was just to the point where it was just a lifestyle that we had to deal with. I didn't know if I wanted to live anymore. Until my brother honestly picked up the phone, and I'm grateful he did.
Quinton's brother had sneaked away one evening and secretly called 911.
911, what's your emergency?
Within minutes, officers were standing at the front door to investigate.
And they came in and they saw us, the plastic, the zip ties and stuff everywhere. They saw bruises on my little sister and stuff, and that was just enough evidence for the police to even just take us away.
Quinton's mother and her friend were arrested, and the children were sent to live with friends and family. Quinton would move to Bailey, North Carolina, to live with his aunt.
She didn't want us to be far away from each other where we couldn't really see each other no more. So I came in to live with her with 4 other siblings. So it was a lot on her hands, but I'm very grateful that she did because it made me change the way I am now. It made me change the way I looked at the world, made me change the way I looked at different people. And it made me a better and happier person. I always believed in God, and I always believe that He helped me go through that hard path.
As Quinton got older, the anger, Anxiety and depression would slowly start to subside. At Southern Nash High School, he would prove to be an excellent student and an outstanding athlete.
Quinton Cooley.
Quinton Cooley. Give it to Quinton Cooley.
I played football, basketball, baseball, and I also ran track. Football was my main sport.
Cooley absorbs the contact and muscles his way to the promised land.
Quinton's performance on the football field earned him a scholarship to Wake Forest University. But COVID lockdowns and injuries led to limited playing time and increased frustrations.
I just wanted to play so bad because it was my freshman year of college, and I came from the good seasons of high school, and now I feel like I couldn't even showcase like who I really was. And in college, when you get an injury, it's so hard to come back from because you already know you have other great guys in the room with you that has exactly the same skill set. And it brought me to like real bad depression at the point. And so I already had it because I never got treatment from my childhood from it. I was in a dark side of a place. It was to the point where my coach was like, I don't even know who you is anymore. Like, it's not the Quinton Cooley. It was like to the point where I wasn't happy. I felt like I needed a new atmosphere. I didn't really feel the love for the game anymore.
Quinton would enter the transfer portal, and the Liberty coaching staff was quick to reach out. Head coach Jamie Chadwell and Quinton would make an immediate connection.
And he was like, are you an academic guy? I was like, yes, I'm an academic guy. And he was like, what's your GPA? I was like a 3.6. He was like, okay. He was like, I like it. And I didn't know Liberty was a private school. It's a big private school, and it's beautiful. It's the same colors as my high school, and I loved it. When I got led to Liberty, I couldn't stop smiling because I was around people that wanted to talk to you, that want to support you, that want to be there for you. Just because you go through something hard, it doesn't mean like it's gonna be forever. You should always love yours and love yourself because everybody doesn't have the same life. Everybody grows up very different. It's gonna be real hard, but it's just another challenge. Are you gonna push through it and become a different person in life? Just me facing adversity is just a blessing, and I just really thank God for it because I don't know how I pushed through it without him.
Cooley sprinting inside the 20, bangs his way inside the 10, all the way down to the...
Thanks to our John Pratt for putting together that amazing feature, Matt. When you look at the numbers, I mean, basically the odds are against you when you go through a childhood like Quinton Cooley did. The work he had to put in to get out of that and gain the success that he has on and off the field is just incredible.
Yeah, and he's been a perfect fit here at Liberty. On the field, obviously, with all the success he's had. But the best part about it, he doesn't care about the personal success. He's been a team guy since the day that he got here, and obviously that worked out well for the Flames too, 13-0.
The Flames are definitely blessed to have him here on the mountain. All right, switching gears to the hardwood. There are many words to describe six-year senior Kyle Rode. Leader, passionate, mentor. I think Coach McKay has even called him a unicorn. But arguably the most accurate word could be selfless. We see it on the hardwood, night in and night out. But more importantly, we see it off the court and with his new friend, Rogan Parsons.
You good? Made 10 in a row yesterday.
I'm just so thankful to God for all that he has done and all that he has given to Rogan.
2 in a row?
Rogan Parsons was your typical 6-year-old boy.
He loves to fish, and so he would be outside all the time.
But what seemed like a normal illness was about to turn the Parsons world upside down.
Just a few of us in the house seemed to have a little bit of a flu. We weren't feeling well, just, flu-like symptoms. And Brogan also had it, I had it, and, we didn't think anything of it. We took him to the doctor, and then we came home expecting him to improve, but he started seizing.
Jody's hysterical. I don't know what's going on. He's foaming at the mouth. His eyes are rolled back in his head. He's like a limp noodle. We almost lost him that day. It was very serious. I just kept on believing and praying that he would make it through it.
We later found out, like days later, that he came down with the Powassan virus, which is a really rare tick-borne illness, very low percentage of getting it.
The Powassan virus, an illness so rare that fewer than 200 cases were reported in the U.S. between 2011 and 2020, causes infection of the brain. And in Brogan's case, it would drastically alter this once healthy little boy.
What changed is his ability cognitively to understand what we were saying and then also to speak.
He literally had to relearn everything. It was like the reset button was hit. So he had to learn how to swallow. He had to learn how to walk, how to use the bathroom again. He had to learn, and these are just the basic things.
For months, Brogan would be stuck in the hospital. First, there was a coma, then a grueling cycle of medication and sedation as doctors tried to fight the disease that was attacking his brain.
Like living in a nightmare. It got to a point where he would get all of his stuff off and get out the room and run out the room because he wanted to go home. And we'd have to pull him back in, and he would just break down and cry, and he didn't have control over his emotions, and just living in that day after day after day. It was like, God, when is this going to end?
Eventually, Brogan would be cleared to go home. The toll the disease took meant a long, slow road to recovery. But it was during this time that Brogan would develop a surprising passion.
Probably in the last couple of years, he started having a really big interest in basketball. He started just watching a lot of videos, YouTube, and then he wanted to play. It's just been something he just has really grabbed onto.
And so when the Parsons moved to Virginia in the spring of 2022 to be near to family, they began to look for ways to encourage this passion for hoops.
We were looking to see if we can get him involved in playing in a team, even in some camps, some clinics, anything that we could find.
It was then that the family was introduced to Liberty basketball player Kyle Rode.
I actually had a mentor of mine reach out. He mentioned to me that he knew a family that had a young kid that loved hoops and was looking for somebody to work him out and just to kind of be like a little mentor for him. And so I was, of course, all about it.
But how exactly would this work?
You? All? Right? Yeah, all?
Brogan is steadily improving, but his speech and cognitive abilities pose a different kind of coaching challenge.
Without even knowing anything about Brogan, Kyle just readily agreed to train him and work with him.
1, 2, good, buddy. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
He met him, and immediately he didn't see any obstacles. He connected with him immediately. He communicates with him like I have never seen anybody communicate with him. He has this way of teaching, this very kind, patient, gentle, fun way that he works with Brogan. And Brogan just looks up to him and responds to him so well. It's amazing.
3, 2, 1. Yeah. Good. Hey, you were fast. With Brogan, he is so smart, and like once he sees something, he does it just like that. It's really amazing. So a lot of times I'll demonstrate it, and normally he does it right off the bat. So it's pretty wild to see. And now we've been training for so long, I can just tell him, hey, 1, dribble, and he'll know what to do, or hold his follow through, and just little keys like that he's picked up on, and he's so smart.
And what started as relationships centered on learning the game of basketball has quickly flourished into something far greater.
I can't even, describe it the way that they are together. And I know that Brogan just looks at him like a big brother. Brogan will tease Kyle, and Kyle will tease him back, and they'll just be laughing. And it's just really amazing when you watch the two together.
I think a lot of people kind of see the relationship and be like, oh, you're giving back, when really he's poured into me and gave me just a joy and a love for basketball in a different way. And it's so pure, like to see him with learning and loving the game. Throughout my whole life, like one thing I've tried to focus on is meaningful relationships. And this has probably been one of the most meaningful relationships I've had, especially with somebody younger than me, and through basketball. It's been a big blessing, man, and the platform God has given me at Liberty, and God orchestrated it, and couldn't have happened any other way, and it's been a blessing.
And while the road to healing is far from finished for Brogan, the game of basketball and his relationship with Kyle are helping him get better every day.
I love Bible.
I'm so thankful for all these blessings because Brogan he's thriving. He's so happy. He is so fun. He's funny. And, you know, without all these things, I don't think he would have gone so far. And we're so thankful we have this opportunity to be with Kyle and to work with him because it has really had such a strong impact on Brogan's life.
Coming up, we take a look back at the history of Liberty football and just how far they've come.
From humble beginnings to a Fiesta Bowl, we relive some of the most important moments over the past 50 years when Flames Central returns.
Welcome to Liberty University's online programs, where living out your calling with integrity is what you train to do. And getting ready for the future doesn't mean missing out on the now. Because a university is more than buildings and books. And an education should set you free, not fence you in. Welcome to Liberty's global campus, where distance learning was pioneered and evolved into one of the top-ranked schools in the nation. Where protecting your budget, your time, and your education isn't just a theory, it's our priority. Here, degrees in your field reflect industry demands and help you get ahead of the competition. Where college comes to you, but you can come to college too. Game day, homecoming, graduation day. Your school, your values, your experience, your choice. Welcome to Liberty University, where we train champions for Christ.
A college degree is more than a diploma. It's taking control of your future and finding that next step. At Liberty University, we not only care about your career, we also care about your calling, and we want to help you learn, develop, and grow so you can make an impact as a champion for Christ. Over 600 online programs, one you, infinite possibilities.
Get your career started on the right track. Let Liberty University help you get on the road to success.
At the fence, leaping! Wow!
To the 5, pylon, he's in!
Welcome back to Flame Central. The last few weeks, we've been taking you through the past 50 years of this Liberty football program. Today, we look back on the 4th decade of Flames football as LU took yet another huge step toward competing the highest level of college football.
The 4th decade of Flames football would be an historic one, and it began by them posting their first ever conference winning record in 2003.
And Eugene Goodman takes it in for the score.
Then on December 2nd, 2005, Danny Rocco was chosen as Liberty's 7th head football coach. He was greeted by the opening of a brand new football operations center just prior to the 2006 season. This facility brought under one roof everything the program needed to run a first-class operation.
This is a state-of-the-art facility. I think student athletes are coming in here and they're realizing that Liberty University has taken football for serious and that they're committed to this program. The administration is committed to this program, and it's allowing us to move forward and have success in recruiting.
And the Flames would reap the benefits.
Wide open. Bolden for the touchdown.
In 2007, LU went undefeated both at home and in the conference, capturing their first of 4 straight Big South titles. The 2008 season would end with a dominating 26-3 victory over number 12 Elon. This was the highest-ranked FCS opponent ever defeated by the Flames at the time and capped off the first 10-win season in program history. They appeared in the polls for 10 straight weeks that year, finishing at number 14, their highest ever year-end ranking. One standout player on that 2008 squad was senior running back Rashad Jennings. He finished the year with 1,500 yards rushing and 17 touchdowns. His senior performance propelled Jennings to an 8th place finish in the Walter Payton Award voting, which honored the best FCS player in the nation. And he was a consensus All-American, being named to numerous first-team squads. Jennings would then be selected by Jacksonville in the 7th round of the 2009 NFL Draft. It would be the beginning of an NFL career that would last 7 seasons and see the former Flame rack up over 5,000 total yards and 25 touchdowns. While all this was happening on the field, Williams Stadium received some love just prior to the 2009 season. A 3-phase expansion to 30,000 seats was announced. The first phase, to be completed in time for the 2010 season, included the addition of 7,700 seats and the construction of a 5-story state-of-the-art tower on the west side of the stadium.
This tower and press box and the stadium expansion, pretty much exceeds what I would have expected when I came here. So I think that's going to give us some real ammunition to really finish this thing off in a very positive way.
The first home game in the newly renovated stadium exceeded capacity as over 19,000 fans watched Liberty dismantle Savannah State.
Mike Brown under center, handing on, touchdown, Sir Chauncey Holloway.
On September 10th of that year, a late defensive stop secured a 27-23 win over Ball State, marking the program's 2nd ever victory over an FBS program.
Winning checks the play at the line. Under center, 4th and 2. Here we go. There's a snap. Short drop. Fire. It's going to be incomplete. Ball is loose. And it's Liberty's going to recover and win this game.
A blowout of Kentucky Wesleyan on October 1st, 2011, secured Liberty's 200th program victory. And then later that year, on December 14th, the Flames turned to former Nebraska quarterback Turner Gill as their 8th head football coach.
I am thrilled to help fulfill Dr. Jerry Falwell's vision of advancing Christ-centered University to excellence in this football program as well as all the athletic programs.
It was at that press conference that Liberty announced its intention to conduct an FBS feasibility study, and the following year, the move was made official. Liberty University would seek a conference home in the FBS.
I have talked to some people who have been gone to FBS schools. Why you didn't choose Liberty University? They're Christians and all that, and said because you don't play at the top level. And so now we can squash that. Now we're going to play at the top level, and so we'll be able to get into homes and we'll be able to get our share of top-rated players across the country.
The Flames were now primed for the next step, a confident launch into the upper echelons of college football.
Thanks to our Ken Toast for producing that piece. Matt, when you look back at this footage, I mean, how dominant of a running back was Rashad Jennings? I mean, it's just cool to see. And obviously he went on to have a great NFL career, even Dancing with the Stars. You never know what can happen.
Yeah, the other cool thing about watching these pieces is just seeing how quickly Liberty rose. I'm sure at the time it felt like small steps being taken, but this program went from not existing to a Fiesta Bowl in 50 years' time. That's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, before you know it, Matt Warner's going to be on Dancing with the Stars. All right, stick around. More Flame Central coming up after this.
So you're looking for a university that's perfect for you, a school that has anything you could possibly need.
Anything?
You want a place that has the programs you want to study, and maybe a few more, just in case you change your mind.
I think I'm going to sign up for the fashion design program.
All right. A place with state-of-the-art facilities. I mean, look at this campus.
And who doesn't love big-time sports?
And great recreational activities.
Okay, now we're on a roll. Somewhere you can hike, slide, strike, shoot, climb, eat, and most importantly, eat. You want a place that takes you to space? Okay, maybe not, but we can teach you how to fly, or pastor a church, or run a business. And all that with a great view? Yeah, I think I know a place.
At Liberty University, we don't just believe everyone should have access to higher education, we make it happen. That's why we are offering our Middle America Scholarship to help families like yours by providing over $20,000 over the course of 4 years. Money should not hold you back from the life-changing experience at Liberty University. Find out if you qualify for the Middle America Scholarship today.
All right, we're about out of time. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy the Fiesta Bowl. We'll have all the highlights and reaction for you next week.
For Matt, I'm Emily. We'll see you next year.